I might not have the spoons to do this today. Hi, I'm Kate, and welcome to Always Stuck in Roll. We discuss life, the universe, and everything through the lens of autism, because autistic. And I guess right off the bat, I'm going to say that I do not believe that pregnant women taking Tylenol causes autism. I think that science needs to be respected, and that currently my entire administration is being run by the absolute worst people to have ever been chosen for any job ever. And that's all I'm going to say on that matter at that time. I'm sure I will get ranty about it or diatribe or whatever about it more as more absurdity is spewed out, but that's neither here nor there. Let's shift gears because that's what I'm struggling with today. Shifting gears, as it were. Not like literally, that usually just means I've got to pedal faster and shift gears, but when was the last time I rode it? It has been more than 10 years since I've been on a bike, so okay. Why did I take shifting gears literally when I'm the one who said it? I knew I was being metaphorical. Hi, I'm a hot mess today, can you tell? Like, for lots of reasons. For one, I was in a literal colder climate for a long weekend and just got home late last night, so I'm having a harder time adjusting to the temperatures being back in the 70s opposed to the 60s and extremely windy. Missed the cold already. But also, I live my life by routine. Very, very, like, not as rigid as I'd like to be because that would cause other problems, and I'm well aware of that. But there is a very basic baseline routine to how I go about my day and my week. And it's not a great routine. There's plenty of room for tweaks, but it's still my routine, and I need it. And now it's Thursday, and this is like my first day at home this week, which is not a bad thing. Vacation was wonderful. It was very well needed, very relaxing. But it's Thursday, and I'm like going through my to-do list for the week in my head, and I'm like, well, Fridays are the day I clean the apartment. I haven't been here. There's no reason for me to like deep clean the bathroom or vacuum or all of the stuff that I would usually do on a Friday, which is all tomorrow problems, not today problems, but still. My brain is already like ramped up trying to figure out what it's supposed to do tomorrow, let alone what it's supposed to do today. And like we're all unpacked from our little quick getaway, which is great because I think we hadn't been home for a full 30 minutes before I had everything unpacked. That is my duty to unpack. Pete's bag is for Pete. I do not deal with his stuff unless he asks very, very nicely. Or he leaves the room and I get frustrated and I know what's dirty and what isn't. But like, I try to not micromanage his belongings because they're his belongings. He's got his own thing. And it's not fair to me to just like force my neurotic ways upon him. Realistically, like, if it was up to me, I would be refolding everything in his dresser drawers and making things fit better, but not my stuff, not my circus, not my monkeys. None of this is what I wanted to talk about. We're talking about shifting gears, right? Yes. So I think that this is basically like I'm having not a case of the Mondays or whatever, because again, it's Thursday, so I couldn't have Mondays on a Thursday. I do have this concept of like Ninja Mondays, that it's really any Tuesday that it's still basically Monday. Because all Tuesdays are realistically still the beginning of the week, whether or not Monday was a holiday. It makes more sense when you're like working Monday through Friday, but it still very much lives in my head and is a system. System? It's not the right word. I don't know what the right word is. I don't know what I was trying to say. Um, last week when I was like kind of proactive, I should have been more proactive. Like actually proactive and not just film the video for the week. Like not on the day that it's due per se. Which, felt like a huge big step, but I should have maybe filmed a second video and then just like let myself edit it today and post it, as opposed to filming, editing, and posting in one day after being gone for 4 days. 5 days? 5. We were gone for 5. Um, but that's life, and I admit to not being that proactive. I used to be. Sometimes it depends on what it is and how much headspace I have. Last week got a little bit crazy, realistically, so being super proactive wasn't really something I could do realistically beyond the little bit that I did. It feels like a cop-out, but I'm also going to just like forgive myself and move on, because we could just go back and forth and have like a little cartoon angel and a little cartoon devil and do that whole visual metaphor, but like, no, let's not. It doesn't matter. But switching gears is hard. I've never gone back into the week like, well, I know that like when I finally had the opportunity to work from home, working from home on Mondays definitely helped ease me into the week. It was something that I didn't know that I needed. I mean, I'd begun to suspect it over the years, but also as you get older, it's harder to like subsist on no sleep, but I never learned how to sleep. So like I'm still doing like, plenty of nights where there's 3 hours of sleep, but I'm not quite as functional as I used to be on 3 hours of sleep, which sucks. But sleep's important. We should all be getting more of it, I think. And this is not my thing. Right. Rambling. I have notes. Kind of. Yeah, no, routines, everything. Switching gears from like the relaxation of Monday, or the relaxation of the weekend, into Monday, or Tuesday, or in my case, Thursday, it's hard to shift from like that relaxed mindset to whatever this is. I wonder if those footsteps are going to get picked up, because things started jumping around. I think she's mad. I don't know who lives upstairs. I just know she's a she. That's what I got. Guy downstairs earlier was doing a really soulful rendition of Dancing in September. That was very entertaining to have come through the bathroom floor. Not even mad. I was actually kind of impressed. Right. This is a thing. Is it? Sure. I know that it's not just people on the spectrum, the neurodivergent crowd, that have a hard time transitioning back into the work week or regular life. I think that it's an actual trope, so I think it's something that everyone has to go through, shifting gears. But how do you fall back into your routine when your routine doesn't have room for you? That's sort of where I'm at. It did not occur to me that like being gone all week would mean that like coming back towards the end of the week would mean all of my end of the week stuff is unnecessary. This is not me complaining about having free time, for the record. This is me just trying to figure out where I fit into my own system of stuff, which is weird because it's not like life happens in this apartment without me often. I don't know. Like I said, I am still coming down from vacation and a little bit of drama towards the end of last week that threw me. Ran into my old boss. That I'm still wrapping my head around that, but that's not something I want to pull right now. That's a thread for a different day, and definitely don't need to go there. But it's adding to the chaos and the discombobulation, and I'm beginning to wonder if no matter how badly I would love to just continue the schedule, make this video, discuss how discombobulated I truly am just coming back from a mini long weekend vacation. I don't know if I have the spoons for this. And I really don't love the whole spoons metaphor. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about with the spoons, and I think I might have mentioned this before, but there's this, I guess we'll call it school of thought, that generally you have X amount of spoons per day, and everything that you do, everything that you have, like all of your requirements, obligations, the things you want to do, everything you lose a spoon doing. And eventually you don't have the spoons to play anymore. So I might not have the spoons to do this today, and it's probably okay. I could have maybe waited till tomorrow to try this, and maybe I will. I don't know. But at the same time, I think that this is a fair attempt, and I'm not mad. I'm a little frustrated, but I'm gonna work through my internal frustration and call this good enough. It was good enough for the Goonies, good enough. So, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Get some sleep, bake something tasty. Those are actually, I think, maybe the things that I will be filling my day with. I mean, not just those two things. I'll invent more tasks, maybe, but also I'm going to let my brain calm down. So, find your center. And when all else fails, don't forget to just tuck and roll. That's what I'm struggling with today.